that we should be making, especially with how to make journalism at work. Okay. What do you mean when you say journalism at work, especially with the kind of campus journalist you are now? If I'm going to ask you in the past 2 years where you have been a student, there is a restriction in the classroom or going to the school. What have you been doing as a campus journalist? Anybody? You were doing nothing, right? Okay? So that means with the restriction, walang nailan sa past 2 years yun. Kasi the reality of what we are doing in school today is that you campus journalists are just joining campus journalism because you wanted to join a competition. Right? That's your purpose. You wanted to join a competition, you want to win. If you lose your role as a campus journalist. So if that's the thing, you do not have the right to call yourselves campus journalists. You are simply a contestant. Kasi hindi ka susunod for the school. Remember, campus journalism is public service. So when you talk about public service, it's whole year round. What were you doing? There are so many events, issues in the school that you were not doing your role in informing the general public and your student league. Importante yun. So dapat, mas naging functional kayo sa time sa pandemic. Kasi, wala tayong contact with the students. The only contact we have is the social media. You could have used that platform to publish articles, to inform students about the different causes. No? The different advocacies with regards to the education. If you could have done that, all throughout the year, you could have been doing your role as a campus journalist. That's the real sense of campus journalism. Kaya ngayon, ang nangyari during the competition, you practice so hard for 2 weeks or for 1 week, and you thought that competition is a miracle. Diba? We expect to win, but we lose. Why? We invest less time in doing the preparation for the battle. Now, if you could have done the right thing all year round, ang competition parang bonus lang yan. Kasi ginagawa ko every time. Pagdating sa competition, wala na. Kaya naman, that's our way of life as a campus journalist. Hindi na rin aware na kung ako ba sa resource speaker. Okay? If you could have been exposed in that practice, when I was still a school paper advisor, we have been doing that, covering events all year round. Kasi isa sa problema natin, when we are about to produce the school paper, ano nangyayari? Ang submission is November during RSPC. That's the time makramta. Tapos guys, sa campus journalists, let's write this and write that. And then you try to recall the events before. Pag hindi natin na-cover, meron tayong intramurals, ang ilalagay natin sa sports stage, hindi natin na-cover si volleyball. So ano nangyari ngayon? Since you wanted to feature that, you have to have a mock game. Nunod sinyo, tawag si Team A, tawag si Team B, padulang ang picture that yung mga pupunta sa school paper. That's fake. Niya, maklaro na sa judge, kaya wala may audience. Nagdula-dula sila dito, nag-action na nag-spike siya, pero wala yung crowd. Asa ba intramural sana? Sumasakpan siya. So that should be a very good suggestion, especially on your part, that even if you lose in the DSPC, my being a campus journalist did not end. Because I still have a role to cover events and to inform my student in the school. That should have been our practice in campus journalism. Okay. Back in 2018, when I was still serving as the regional campus journalism coordinator, I could have planned, no? Ang plan ko kasi, ganito, but I just stayed in the region for 4 months because I don't think it's my calling there. Kasi ang plan ko, number 1, is I will make the school page as a competition. Lahat ng articles sa sinulat nyo from June up to December, that will be the basis for the competition. So hindi pwede masusunod si Campus yung magpapublish ng article at the end of the year. So dapat siya, as it happened today, dapat mapublish siya today or tomorrow. Up to date siya. Kaya may taubag ko sa campus journalist na po, di ba? Nasa ato ko as school paper, isulat ninyo today, pagkatapos, dito pa nila at sa December publish. Okay? So that's one thing that we should, that should have been a reform in campus journalism, especially in our school. Okay? So, that's it. I can take questions now. Okay. Now, isa ka tips na ako may ikuha sa inyo ha. Remember, sa column, kinahalang makakuha mo dito sa inyong statistics. No? Statistics dito sa inyong editorial. Pwede mo gamit statistics sa picture. So that means, if you would have researched on a particular topic that is a social issue, you try to find a way to connect your question to the topic para lalabas siya. Karon, kung namin istadihan ka natin karon, kung saan na yung pag-draw question na connect dito sa issue na i-present sa resource dito. That's a challenge. Okay. Sige now, you try to draw questions now. Kaya para, for example, sa TV broadcast, pag-abot ka sa infomercial, ang basis sa infomercial is issue dito. Kung nalaman mo i-practice ito infomercial about this social issue, you ask it. Kaya kung lumawas na dito sa anukuan ninyo, sa mini-press conference, valid na siya as basis for the infomercial. Gets na to? That's one technique. Okay? So can we have the questions coming from our campus. Pwede ayusin ka po students ka na magtutok pagaling. So dapat dito, as you were listening, you were already crafting questions in your mind. I'd like to ask this. Kaya parang pakapos pa ng thinking idea, tuloy na question kasi it's a waste of time. RD may be speaking only for 1 hour. So hindi lahat mabibigyan ng opportunity to ask question. By 10 a.m., meron na siya another speaking engagement. Okay? Question?
Good morning, sir. This is Marcos from Rajadayani. I would like to ask, sir, what are the possible programs that you are going to implement to address the journalism at work issue po? Or yung issue po na walang tinatrabaho yung journalism unless walang contest na mangyayari?
Now, what program that we have been doing in our school, you know what? I would like to share this when I was still a teacher, is that we made use of the articles written by our students, as basis for the reading comprehension program. Okay, so ang ginagawa ngayon, pag meron event ngayon, ika-cover the news right there. Na masakit sa atin sa campus journalist, we spend so much time writing the school paper, and when you distribute that to the students, what do they do? Gipay-pay, gipando, ginabay, sakit, di ba? Kaya nga naman, they are not reading it, they are not interested. So what we did is that we made use of the article ngayon na written by the student as a reading text. So ang gagawin ni teacher is gagawa siya ng 10 comprehension questions out of the reading text. Ngayon, sa Block Everything and Read, di ba meron tayong DEAR program that is that done daily in your school? What do you do in your DEAR program? Perhaps your DEAR program is basa lang mo gusto kong saan and you're not reading anyway. Okay? So, ang ginawa namin is yung written na article ng estudyante, yun ang ginawa ng question, all students will read at this particular So, hindi na sayang ngayon ang trabaho ng estudyante. Kasi before, ang nangyayari, who consume what you write is just you and your coach. Bibigyan kayo ng topic, susulat kayo, and then babasahin coach, magkukorek si coach, so minsan naka-benefit kayo sa article, inuha lang coach o ikaw, not the student read. Now with this practice, gagawin ni campus journalist, gagawa ng question, all the students will read. Why do they bother to read? Because the news is about them. Remember, you're writing news about the students, for the students. They would be interested. So that's one program that we could introduce in our school. Make use of the output of the campus journal. Not only that, not only the article, even with the TV broadcast and radio broadcast, we made use of it. Nasa na event, the TV broadcast na siya, that's viewing comprehension. So, itanaw ka na sa klase, 5-minute broadcast, and then after that, 95 questions answer na sa mga bata. I-check sa teacher afterwards to check the comprehension. Okay? So, tatlong tri-media, print, radio broadcast, and TV broadcast. You may introduce that in your school if you want to. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Wala pa ko nakita na questions na dapat i-connect sa iyong prepared na I want you to connect that to the social issues that you may have researched. So you try to find a way saan ako siya pag-connect. Yes.
Follow-up question about Sabir and also another question for another teacher. So my follow-up question is sir, for the program that you implemented as a teacher. What were your phases in doing that? Were there any deficiencies in the reading comprehension? The students that helped you to implement that kind of program, and were there any studies or your basis in saying that it is effective, you can also recommend it to other students?
Actually, what the basis for implementing the program is the low comprehension based on the Philippine Informal Reading Inventory. Di ba at the beginning of the year, we have the field theory, nag-take kayo ng test, and what's discouraging, based on the result, mas marami pang non-comprehension students among senior high school rather than the junior high school. Yun ang na-notice namin based on the result. That's why we have to do something about this. But then, after a year, we have also found out that many of the frustration actually was included already or categorized as instructional, and some are even independent. So we can see now the result na yung reading, you're reading with pleasure because it is relatable to you. Di ba? Kung kahapon ni teacher karoon, basahan mo yung class because I will do a quiz. Kung wala lang ang topic, di ka mabasa, tama? Pero kung ang topic is on my interest because I'm involved with the topic, ang bukrita. Yun ang relativity of the topic with the reading program.
Sir, I have another question about journalism. How do you think journalists should use their voice, especially in the social media age where there is still a fight for against fake news or misinformation?
So last part.
How do you think journalists should use their voice in social media to fight fake news or misinformation?
To fight
fake news or misinformation, sir.
Okay. Now, remember that as a campus journalist, you have your voice, but sometimes our voice is independent. When you say independent, I would base my article based on my own thinking, based on my own belief, but sometimes your belief may not be valid. You have to understand that. Okay, kaya nga, a very good article should have sources. And your source will not only be one. Importante ngayon, marami tayong mababasa na information coming from Google and all these web platforms. And we try to evaluate ourselves based on what we read. But we have failed to discount or to count the actual experience of actual people. Yung nababasa lang natin yung basics. Kaya I believe na ito sila, itong issue na ito, I would side with this, I'm against this, because I read that on social media. But you, as a campus journalist, did you bother to ask your parents about the issue? Did you bother to ask those older people than you about the issue? Example, martial law. You may be asking about martial law, and we have so many negative thoughts about martial law because we base our thoughts and our beliefs on what we read. But when we bother to ask our grandmother about experience during the martial law, that may be more valid than what we read. Yun ang problema. Kasi, what we thought is, mas marami akong magbabasa, mas intelligent na ako, mas reliable na ako. Sometimes it's not. You know why? Because wisdom comes with age. You may be very good in your skill, you're still young, you're good at that, but you may not have the wisdom. That's why we interview. Ito yung pinaka-basic sa campus journalism. We read, we interview real people who has experience, more experience than what we have. Okay? So that's how you balance your beliefs before you're out. Kaya hindi pwede yung, meron ako nabasa isang article, masusulat na ako. You have to have extensive study. Kaya yung very good journalism should be investigative journalism. You investigate, research, conduct interview, try to study statistics.
The last question, how do you think we should incorporate media literacy in our curriculum na kanang ma-incorporate sa dili lang as a specialized program or as a specialized subject but really part of the curriculum? Media literacy.
Okay, media literacy. Actually, when you talk about the curriculum, teachers cannot evade from the curriculum. That's why we have the most essential learning competencies. If that is not included, we may inject. Siguro, sasabihin natin, we may relate the curriculum to media literacy at some point. It is relatable to the lesson. But not as per se. No, as a subject talaga. Now, if you wanted to have that as a subject, there must be a reform of the curriculum at part of that then. Okay, kaya ngayon, ang ginagawa actually in that as of now is trying to review the curriculum because we are already transitioning to the face-to-face. Okay, ngayon, ang sinastudy ngayon is test the most essential learning competencies. That you notice, ang dami ng competencies natin before dapat natin learn, na-reduce siya into most essential learning competencies. What they're doing right now is trying to review and trying to revive back the competencies before para dadami siya, ma-include yung mga topics na dapat na-include, which is relatable to real life. Okay. More? You could have asked about politics, social issues. Dapat na-relate niyo yan. Wala na? But for me, I'm asking question. So if you talk about, for example, what's the latest issue? Okay, so example, if you talk about example, resumption of Sara Duterte as Deputy Secretary, so how could you ask that?
In regards to the latest news, maybe Senator opening the news and education, how can she support in campus journalism throughout and the education? So how can she support campus journalism and education to
please repeat your question.
In regards to the latest news, BP Secretary to break down the new Secretary of Education. How can she support in making campus journalism more on the spotlight for the youth to join in and to make more of the fake news transfer out more in the future?
I think I don't want to preempt what Sara Duterte may be implementing in the future. But if I may suggest, for example, as a new Deputy Secretary, many were asking questions. Pwede nyo ma-relate si journalism. Okay, ma-relate niya si journalism. But then, pwede ka actually ma-follow up na, example, kung na-discuss na Sara Duterte, gusto lang yung insert. Do you have high belief, for example, for Sara Duterte as a Deputy Secretary, though she may not be expert in education? Napasok yun, na issue. Okay? But I'd like to answer that first. If you were if I may suggest to Sara Duterte, instead of conducting competition competitions like this which are very periodic. When I say periodic, I have PSPC, RSPC, and you just work on this RSPC. Why not make a competition all year round? And then at the end of the year, you will have awards. Example of award giving body that has been doing is the Ilaw Awards. Ano yung Ilaw Awards? Ito yung mga award na binibigay nila sa bawat page ng division office in the whole Philippines. And they try to evaluate the post, especially the information dissemination from June to December, from January to December. Now with that, nakikita natin na yung division office na yan, it has been working from January to December all year round in giving information. That must be a very good example of allowing our professionals to work all throughout the year, not just periodic competitions like this.
One more? Sir, I think you haven't discussed it at the start po, sir, pero do you know yung name po, sir, as teacher po?
Highly Agusonos, Division Information Officer. Okay, now, what if you would like to ask about the stand of the resource taker regarding the mandatory ROTC? How would you relate that to the topic? Sige na. Sige, workshop tayo sa asking of question. How would you ask the question? Para lang lumabas. Maybe you could have asked the question. As a campus journalist and advocate, how would you promote the mandatory ROTC if you are for it? Or how would you inform the public about ROTC if you're not for it? Yes, yun? So, ang transition lang siya ang nakuhan i-relate mo sa aming subject, ROTC, but then you started it as a campus journalist advocate, or campus journalist advocate. So, ano na topic, but you injected another topic. So, magbibigay na siya ng information and you could have used that. Kasi, meron ako na-research na about this information. So, aligned na ang ako na-research based sa nihatag information. Okay. Example, kung sa pa yung mga na-research na issue. Para makita na ito, this could have been the question. Wala ko na-research. Wala ko pwede mabattle o wala kayo kuhaan. Na-research ahead of time. Ha? Ano? Okay, disqualification case of Bobo Marcos. How would you ask that? Sige. Maybe you could ask, kasi dito lang ako susunod. Pwede naghapon kayo mag-ganyan. As a campus journalist and advocate, do you think the disqualification case of against Bobo Marcos has basis? Yes, dito lang ka sa transition, modula. Insert mo ang issue. Okay? So, tanawan niyo ha. So, kung magtanong kayo bukas, like as a Wednesday, about the resource taker, you may ask, you start a question big. For example, as the regional chief of the Department of Education, what is your view about this? Okay? So, it may not be related to the topic being discussed, but you may have used his position kasi authority siya. Mawala na siya pag-insert. Okay, so that means, kung magsama ko karoon, ito ang i-research natin, you may have used this. Okay, mawala kung tila sa 2 questions here. So you try to identify 5 social issues na you are adept with, or you have researched that very well. Mawala kung focus sa questions na target. So kung nalang kayo ka makuha dito in asking question, then ikot na ninyo. Di ka mo mag-isip kayo sa production of your articles. That's not all. Okay. Ang technique tool, pag-ala na galing na, okay, our campus journalist representative may now ask the question for her life, di mo magpaluya-luya. Diretso dahil ato dahil sa microphone. As much as possible, nakatoka na dito doon sa microphone at Okay, para abugin ang unang mukha sa question. Yes, even if the question is not yours, but the information given, okay, as an answer to the question asked by our division can still be used. Okay, kaya kailangan makinig sa question ng ibang contestants, kailangan repetition na. Magagot na kaya kasi, you know what, you supposedly RD. Pag nag-ask the question niya, na-ask na siya, may answer ka, naon ka. Had you not listened, naon ka. So, dapat intelligent ka kay ka-questionalist ka, dapat high na ating listening skill. Importante siya. And then at the same time, I would like to give you a background that RT Parnazo is a school paper advisor, outstanding school paper advisor. When he was a teacher. Alam niya kalakaran natin. Dapat we should be interested in the kind of questions we should be asking. Okay? Okay na. Are we now ready to make our outputs? Okay, enough of information? Wala na yung question? Hindi lang yung ano ba? Enough na? Okay.
As a professional educator, sir, what can you say about the protest happening of the jump in case of Bongbong Marcos?
Again.
As a professional advocate, what can you say to the people who are protesting because of the jump in case of Bongbong Marcos?
Okay. Remember that we have a freedom of speech. Okay? So remember that we have a freedom to gather, to raise our voice, so long as it is within the bounds of the law. Now remember, before you could rally, first and foremost, get a permit. So kung nag-rally or wala a permit, that's a violation. You could be, reprimanded or maybe, incarcerated for a very short while. No? So, very important na meron pa permit. Ang iba kasi sa atin, we feel so entitled that when I have this belief, I should raise my voice. When we are stepping out of the bounds of our law. Importante yan. Now, when it comes to this qualification case, now remember that there is a particular entity in the government that handles that particular case. So, if they file against in the Supreme Court, who need to rally for that? Kasi ang tuloy sa Supreme Court, bisan pag pinaka-rally at Timog Pilipinas, it's still the Supreme Court who will decide. And they are not, compelled by your rallies. Yes, Nato. So trust our entity in the government. Because they're doing their job. Okay, are we ready? Ano oras na? Yes.
As a campus journalist, Aldo said, in regards with the latest rumors about ROTC being implemented in the educational curriculum, what is your stand on this if you're not equal exert on both sides? And how will you spread this information to the public?
Okay, to make things clear among ourselves, actually, ROTC is for college. It's not for high school. Ang high school natin before is CAT, Citizens Army Training. Yung ROTC sa college siya. Mandatory siya before. Until such time, it was revised. Meron pa rin ROTC ngayon, pero the college student may choose CWPS, pwede siya community service, pwede siya ROTC. So makita natin most of the criminology students who choose ROTC because it's a training for them. Okay, now, if you talk about ano ditanggal siya ROTC before, because to tell you background of it, for example sa ROTC, mandatory siya before, but we cannot really attack that there are real abuses in the implementation of the ROTC. Kaya nag-handle mo ng Army, pag-ari-ari, ako experience na, kaya although we were nag-isuti natin na magpa-hairback, pero pahakal kayo na makara bibigay, kaya yan ba? So, they can have told you na ito, really lang sa mo. So, nalagay ka ng astig-astig na pagbabalakis. At the same time, there was even that one college, in our college, nagpapalagay siya, meron siya violation. Anong ginawa ng komanda? Good na lang, lalapit ka na ng ROTC. ipahuguro siya, ay hindi pa nagagagat sa field. Kasi that's human rights. This is a violation. So these were recorded. Kaya yun ang ginawa. Maraming violations actually. But you know what? On the other side, ROTC is good. Even before, when we were sa high school, we have the CAP. Ano tinuturo ng CAP? Okay, remember, di ba sa Korea, kato artista nag-enlist galing siya for training? Then anytime when there is civil war, ang mahitabo, kato naka-training sa reserve, citizens army training, pwede na siya fight against insurgents. Mo na siya. So it's nationalism ang gina-fight nila. Kaya sa movie na Mulan, have you noticed, nasa red fight, ginakuan ang member of the family who will fight because that's allegiance to the government. That's what they are supposed to do. Now, one thing that CAP will be teaching us is actually discipline. Bakit discipline? Kaya galing, na-motivation ko ang tactical. Handa! Mga galing, kaya tanang nani kuman. So, di ka pwede makamali ulit. You have to be very disciplined. Kaya pag-anak, sabay na siya kala sa rangkong. Sabay na siya anak ito. Wala yung pero, kaya buliong ka, that is a violation. So, mahita ko pala during the training, naamon mo sa platoon. So, that is like a 250 composed of 12 members. Pag mga isa ka magpamalit dito sa member ninyo, talan mo push up. So, may reklamo pa din ang muyaw-yaw, additional 10 push up. Remember the rule is, obey before you complain. Yeah. So ngayon, kung ikaw part of ang platoon, I would do my best never to violate anything. Wala ko dapat makaramit. Kaya damay akong grupo. That's brotherhood. Yan ang naituturo natin sa CAP. Aside from the values, kasi hindi naman na siya matcha-matcha dito. Naalala siya yung mga principles na ginatulong about government. And you know what? That's kasi kita mismo ang nag-fight for our freedom in the country. I tell you, we just had our outreach in one of the Hitler rights in Papalo. Ang Sitio Papayano in Kupitan, Papalo. And it's a boundary in Abusan and Bukidnon. Now, ang mga tao dito, before they were discovered, they were uncivilized. Pag bago ka dito, that Lord has sent 2 teachers there. Pagpadala sa teachers dito, nakita nila dito, walang nakalisan nila ang mga tao dito. Okay? Wala sila kayo nag-asin, wala sila kayo nag-bubas. Kailangan, nasa the area, sila nakatuloy dito, but they were discovered by the military because at one travel, sa chopper, nakita nila may aso. May aso na may tao. But when they went there, they discovered na naunay nauna sa ilahan na sakop dito sa mga tao, and they were the insurgents, the NPA. And that's where we prove na meron talaga indoctrination. Before namin ito, military upang teachers, nada sila pambasang awit, same tune without pambasang awit, but iba ang lyrics. Na again sila, ang ginatulog sila, you know what, based sa mga data dito, is they are the real government. Itong government natin dito sa society is ang compliments na bali. So, muna siya ng tabo, very important na tayo sa educational system natin. Kasi kung natulog na kami PCCET, pwede na makakonvince at tuloy ang estudyante when we do a reach out. It took them 1 month before pa nila na-learn ang new and real lupang hiniran. Okay? So, yan na siya na walang naman sila nakita ng government. Ang nag-assist na nila ang mga NPA. Itagaan ka ginagmay. That is already concerned. So, nakuha nila loyalty. And then, there was only that one person who knows how to speak Isaya, and that's the tattoo. Ang ginagawa ka doon sa mga NPA is mauna sila, ang ginagawa nila dito sa sityo, ginala na sila sa Manila, mauna nila nila yung RP. Walang sila kasakot sa ilang ginagawa. Kasi sila, ginag-fight na ako, kaya kanya ako government na tulog sa pauling gobyerno, kalaban na siya at kanyang real government. So, ang naitawag na military together with all of these agencies that the Department of Health, PSW, they went there. Okay? They sent special services to these people. Educate them. So, ang naitawag ko even until this time, they were given free mabahay. Para with the government. It's just happened na hindi na aware ng government, andyan kayo, na hindi kayo bigyan ng service. Okay. So that is, kung kayo, as a student, could have been taught about this. No? Na it's really happening. Totoo yan, ang nangyayari na parang recruitment is real. Okay? Baka makabot ka ron, o na sila gusto nila i-revive. Baka makabot sa college, you may be one of the victims of this recruitment. Na ngayon, anong conviction mo to fight this? Wala. Kasi hindi na ituro sa high school. Now, pag ibinalik yung same thing, that would have been taught, you already have the base foundation in your mind. So that when somebody tells you about this law, that's not what is taught. That's not the real thing. So I have now the basis to fight back that recruitment. Okay, yun ang problema kasi walang basis yung youth natin. Kaya wala rin sila nakapag-win. And you know what? They're targeting the intelligent people, those who know how to fight to voice out. Okay? I have several supervisors. They were recruited in college. So they were still college. So sila mismo, sabi, sa UM Valley ko ha, na-recruitment. How much more sa big universities? So it's real. So, kahit ngayon, pag manta ko rin sa ATN, maraming naitutulog na sa student. Simply happy. You know what? And it's enjoyable. Kaya sa City High, hindi mo matutulog high school. Hindi mo malikani. Masakal pa man siya din, natang pa tubig. Pag siya binihan, nagpisik-pisik ang tuan. Na-enjoy yung isa lang ako. Yeah, push up dito. May ako yung mag-training. Dapat training ka magtamang. We are not in military life. But we were not looking at it as something that's kind of it. We're enjoying it. And that's something of a memory. Na hindi na na-experience nyo yung mga estudyante yung you. Okay? So you could have, if you could have memories like that, you may say, oh, even like I have survived sa 80. I could survive this. So, yung challenges na ibibigay sa inyo na safety, that's real life challenges. So, ilalagay ka sa situations like that, you can have survived it because you have experienced it while you were still in high school. Okay?
Question po, sir. If this were to be implemented, how would we re-implement this program amidst the negative violation and changes in the past?
That's why it's very important that there would be regulation. Ang nangyayari ka nun, kaya sa unang magbol, is na ang military, sila nagkagad-anak, there is autonomy. Walang kang-ano na monitor sa kanila. Kaya, there is less monitoring when it comes to violations and abuses. Inahala na siya karoon. And you know what? What's good with the government design is bawal ang lampat ay isang nakita ng paluya-luya. So dapat naging direct supervision over them para mas dali mapahatol ang kanang reklamo, dali actionan. And with the 888 design, it's very easy to convey and to be acted upon. Wala na siya nakalamit ko na ay number niya ang government or any complaints that to be acted upon. And in fact, we have so many complaints in that bit. And you know what? Once they texted this to the central office, the DepEd will be called, the regional office will be called, the division will be called, and the division office will need to answer about this issue. So, issue ninyo pa rin, kung i-happen sa 88, takot ang attention sa immediate supervisor, ang superintendent, na-acted pa. Wala siya nakalabi sa government na ito.
Last one of question was is, can you give any statistics for how many violation and cases from the past in relation to ROTC to the total amount of cases before ROTC was back to the routine?
Okay, if you have asked for statistics, I'm not working with the military side to the family statistics, but based on what I know, kato lang ang mga violation, that's one, based on experience. Yung pakaulawan, and then, kaya said during the training, kung tingin ko dito, alakaw ka sa kuwan, kaya napabalik ka, okay, that's very physical. So what if taas yung heart ailment or something like that? Okay, so great abuse na siya. Kasi ito pa mamatay siya. So ialam ang mga physical dapat, hindi na siya binapractice. No? All na siya dapat pinasupervise.
Follow-up question. You mentioned insurgency po. So what is the Department of Education or what is the DepEd's plan in reorienting the youth in nation building?
Okay. Now, when you talk about insurgency, the first action of DepEd actually is to is to stop this insurgent. Remember, it's not only Kaparo that we have this, even in Focus Terra Valley. Meron silang sa lupungan, have you heard of that? Okay. Katulad ng nila ng adik, dala nila ng katulong IPs na nasaktan niya, that is real. May libabang din na. So, one of the plans of that actually is to include in the curriculum the inclusion of these social issues. It's very important. Kaya meron tayong class observation teachers. So that itong mga mastermations natin, itong mga supervisors natin, at saka students natin, should be very much aware na yung learning ng klase natin is not within the four walls of the classroom. Remember, our classroom is just a laboratory, but the learning should be still about the world. Okay? Notice na to, na dapat ang mapuntaan din sa classroom should be applied in the real world. You're not learning in isolation. So that's one thing that we have to do. Try to supervise the teaching strategy, not by the teacher, and make sure that these social issues are included in the process of teaching.
They can offer in ROTC outside mandatory trainings and classes?
Again, what's that?
Is there any opportunities that they can offer in ROTC outside the mandatory trainings and classes?
You mean ROTC is offered outside the mandatory training? Actually, itong mandatory training na, it was just a proposal. No, di pa man na siya tanong niya. In fact, Sara Duterte said that ahead of time, wala pa itong plan na magiging secretary siya. Dinasulti na lang niya na mandatory ROTC. And it's in a tertiary level, not in a secondary level. Okay?
Good morning, sir. As a traditional information officer, what is your stand about the whole class face-to-face? Your stand about the whole class face-to-face?
Okay. Now, this is inevitable. Hindi natin natin maiwasan ang full class face-to-face this coming school year. But then we have to follow the same guidelines. Ano yung mga guidelines natin limited? Number of students in the classroom. We have social distancing. The same thing. We have to learn to live with the virus. And what we are practicing right now is already living with the virus. See? Face mask is already natural. Social distancing is already natural. This is already the way of life. We can get properly always. Okay? So we now become adaptive. In fact, you're not afraid anymore of the news on virus, right? Kung paano si DH na Dr. Maria, nakawa naman ninyo. Nalupis ninyo. Kasi you're aware already na, oh, you may have that, but we were to live with that. Unlike the first time we had the virus, ato, bitin ang gawas mo. Na, we're napraning na, kasi pinagag ito pahugas na, iba rin na nagkabig yung virus. Okay, now we are aware, we are well educated, at least we have our precaution. And we still do that with us.
Good morning, sir. Many teachers, parents, and even students have demerit professions for qualification and that the new legacy secretary because she is an outsider. According to the Global Citizen for Human Rights, the Philippines is around 50-50 in a role for having the best educational systems. As a division information officer, sir, do you think Sara Duterte will have a new and better idea or perspective to push for doing things differently to improve our educational system, sir?
Okay. Remember, the function of a deputy secretary is administrative. It's not pedagogical. Kung sulit at pedagogical ka ng strategy, istadihan with the imong education, naging master teacher ka, naging doctor ka, kaya imong focus is on research, imong focus is on teaching. Ito mga deputy secretary, administrative. So that means mag-manage sila of people and programs. And then, ang program sa DepEd is not the mere mind of a deputy secretary, it's a conglomeration of his undersecretaries. And the suggestions coming from the field. So that means, isang pag-dili siya coming from the academics when it comes to education, basta meron siya administrative function, and is well with that, she's well with that, she can function very well. She is not the first. Way back before, we have Attorney Justin Napus. He's not an educator, but a good secretary. Brother Armin Luistro, minimum siya ng education. Di ba? Religious siya, pero nag-get secretary. Okay? So, muna siya administrative ang function niya. And being the mayor of Davao City, na-prove na niya administration. Good siya, anak. And he has been working well. Kasi itong mayors natin, we have been working with education. Meron tayong special education fund. Sila ang mahanda. So kabalo sila sa gagas, hindi nagastuhan sa DepEd. Kung asa ka doon, kung sa concern sa DepEd. Most likely, meron siyang account.
Thank you, sir.
Last question.
Sir, since you mentioned about indoctrination in the land, can I ask what is your take, or maybe you can address the red tagging of campus journalists because they are critical to the government?
Okay. Remember that red tagging is also dangerous if you do not have basis. If your red tag is just based on hearsay, kaya nag-protest lang ka with the reds na ka, pag-iayaw mo ng mga basis, it's very difficult kasi pwede siya, nag-story ako, red tag siya, pwede siya got just because of my talk. Now, red tagging should have a basis and only the authorities must do it. Okay? Kaya hindi pwede i-tag ka sa authority without thorough investigation. Mandatory din siya. May investigation. And then, the investigation could be somehow from the PNP and you could have another independent investigations. No? Kaya para mako-inside siya. Para hindi siya, governmental siya nakatapos o regulated findings. Okay? So I think the question, at least nakita ninyo ang dagan. So nag-get sa ninyo sa pakulit. So most likely, ana may itabog ba na yung mga topics like this, at least reach that in mind. May ana ang right question. Okay? So it's already 10:45, 11, 12, 1, 2:45 Paula, you're going to submit your output. You have 4 hours to work on it. Okay? For RP, you have 2 hours for script writing. Okay. So you submit your output after 2 hours. You may start. Okay. Remember the same thing, the same time as with Richard. You want that 4 articles. 4 articles, right? Based on our talk with Sir Richard, sabi niya, at least we have 4 topics to be identified by tomorrow. So probably you will have 4. So, ano nyo na ang 4. Pero pwede kayo mag-talk with Sir Richard to make sure.